So as some of you guys might have seen by now, Matt Reeves has been going on a ton of different podcasts, like radio stations, doing a bunch of different interviews, all of the above, and giving us a ton of new news to do with the Batman. He's kind of been dropping a lot of stuff that I really didn't think he actually would. For example, one of the things he actually said is that the Batman 2 will actually be going in a very different direction. In fact, it's going to be taking an unexpected direction. Within an interview with THR, the Batman 2 director Matt Reeves says the film will take Batman's character in an unexpected direction. The thing that this film does for his character, for Batman and Bruce, I think it has never been done before in this way. So, I mean, that's really weird. I don't really know what that necessarily means. Like, what hasn't been done before with Batman, I think, on screen. Like, I would like to argue that I think fantastical wise, Batman hasn't had justice on screen. Like, there's a lot of different things with, you know, the Batman and his villains being fantastical, like a Clayface and whatnot, which hasn't been done that great. Like, don't get me wrong, we've had, you know, of course, Poison Ivy and Mr. Freeze back in the older Batman movies, but I think a lot of us try to pretend that that shit doesn't exist. It's just that I don't think that's what Matt Reeves is really talking about here, because we know these movies aren't supposed to be fantastical and they're supposed to be more grounded and realistic. So I honestly don't know what he's talking about when it does come to that. But he also said that the villain of this movie will be a villain that we've never seen in the movies before. So we're not going to be getting Mr. Freeze, I don't believe, like some people have been theorizing again. Too fantastical. I think that's going to be saved well and truly for James Gunn's DC universe. But I think when it does come to the villains, what we are probably going to be getting is, I do in my heart either think it is going to be Court of Owls or Hush. I think that is the direction that they're going to go. I feel like those villains just make so much sense for this Batman universe. The Court of Owls have been hinted upon a little bit. You know, they were hinted on a little bit in the Penguin, the courtroom scene. There was a Court of Owls reference. In the first movie, there was a card that was an owl. You've also got Hush, who has been referenced in the Batman as well, with Hush just literally being written in the abandoned orphanage. A lot of different things like that. They've been referenced, they've been teased. I also think both of those characters make a whole lot of sense, especially with the corruption that is going around with Gotham in these movies. Having the corruption kind of being a direct cause by the Court of Owls would be so great. You know, this underground government society who is secretly pulling the strings in Gotham. That's what I think they could very well do with the Court of Owls. Well, when it does come to Hush, I mean, his family, the Elliots, you know, having a deep background with Gotham, just like the Waynes, just like the Arkhams, maybe having that, you know, maybe have some type of cause with the corruption or whatever they're going to do, and however they may want to tie that in. I think both Hush and the Court of Owls would be the perfect villains. But again, there's other options they could be going. We know there's a rumor that Professor Pig has been rumored that he might be appearing in this film, which could take it down a real big, like, horror direction if they go down the Professor Pig way. There's also been some rumors that Hugo Strange might be a villain in this movie as well. Ton of different villains that they could go for that we've kind of really never seen. So I'm interested to see how they do go with that. One villain we do know who's not going to be in this film, though, is Christian Melody as Sophia Falcone. Matt Reeves confirmed she will not be in the Batman Part 2. In the interview, he actually talks about how the writing for this script started before the Penguin show actually started or aired, and they didn't really consider her to be in it or a character, and when they actually decided to maybe think about it, the script was just way too far down the line. So she will not be in this film. But we do know he's also teased that they are looking at ideas for the Penguin Season 2, which could very, very well happen. But as well as that being a spin-off show, he has also mentioned that they've discussed more spin-off shows for the Batman crime saga. In an interview with Deadline, Matt Reeves said that they've talked about developing more spin-off series for other characters in the Batman crime saga. There are absolutely other characters that we have talked about doing that would be really honored and excited if we had that opportunity. I mean, this was rumored to be a show in production for a little bit, but apparently it got cancelled / reworked into the Penguin. But I really do think we should be getting an Arkham TV show. And what I mean by that is, we know there's a couple of really cool characters in Arkham right now. You've got the Joker, Riddler, and Sophia Falcone all in Arkham, as well as maybe some other characters that we don't actually know about that are in Arkham that maybe, Batman put away in his first year that we just didn't get to see on screen. Maybe there are some other guys in there. But the reality is that I think an Arkham show centered around the Joker being the main villain, Barry Keoghan returning as the Joker, and basically the whole plot of the show is maybe him, working a way to escape, kind of feeding into maybe some corruptions of what's happening behind the scenes in Gotham as well. Maybe he's one of the guys pulling the strings from Arkham. A couple different things. Like, we know how smart the Joker can actually be, and it'd be really awesome if maybe they use that in this show of him pulling the strings, but also him finding out a way to escape Arkham and finding out a way for maybe Sophia Falcone to escape, maybe finding out a way for the Riddler to escape, a couple other villains here and there, and maybe that could set up the Batman Part 3. Like, imagine in the Batman Part 2, let's just say the villains, you got Hush, maybe Hugo Strange, and the Court of Owls in the background. Wouldn't it be interesting if by the end of this film, Hugo Strange and Hush get put in Arkham? Maybe at the end of Penguin Season 2, the Penguin gets put in Arkham, and then by the end of the Arkham show, it's them figuring out a way to escape, and it could be the Joker trying to escape, him, Hush, Hugo Strange, the Penguin, Sophia Falcone, the Riddler, whoever else, maybe some more villains introduced in this Arkham show. And basically this could tease the start of the Batman Part 3, where maybe they all escape and you've got a situation where Gotham is just being overrun with all these villains, and maybe a villain like Scarecrow comes in, and we get kind of like an Arkham Knight kind of game told in the Batman Part 3 of this massive jailbreak of Arkham into the movies. That would be so goddamn cool, and I feel like that is what they should do with the TV show and the direction that they could go. There's also rumors that it could just be a Joker TV show, and maybe he does just end up breaking out of Arkham and it's just based on him. I actually find that really boring. I think an Arkham show altogether with all of them would make a lot of sense. We know there's also an option of a Sophia Falcone and Catwoman crossover. That was maybe hinted and teased a little bit upon at the end of the Penguin. There's a couple of different directions they could go with the Batman spin-offs that I just think would be so awesome. But yeah, another one, it is being confirmed here as well, that Matt Reeves has confirmed that the Batman Part 2 is a DC Elseworlds project and not part of the DCU. So this is a good thing or a bad thing, depending on who you are actually asking here. In my opinion, I low-key feel like it's a good thing, but there is still a part of me that would really, really love to see Robert Pattinson's Batman interact with David Corenswet's Superman. The unfortunate thing is we are just ultimately never going to see that, which it does low-key suck. But they just got to do the DCU Batman so goated, and it's going to be really good to even compete with Robert Pattinson's Batman, which is my all-time favorite Batman. The Batman movie is my all-time favorite Batman movie. I think it's the best one, even though it might be controversial. I love the movie. I love the Penguin. I just think, yeah, man, it is a little bit of a missed opportunity, but honestly, maybe it's for the best. I think James Gunn knows what he's doing. We know the gun don't jam. So I'm very interested to see how this, of course, does unfold and more. Again, I'd very much like to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, though. Do you guys think we should be getting a Batman Part 2 in the DCU or whatever it might be? I really don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for latest gaming/movie content, my IRL/vlogging channel. That will be linked down below as well. My sports channel and my Instagram. Go check them all out. But yeah, as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.